Well, good morning, everybody. We are going to smoke a pork butt today to create pulled pork that is going to be just juicy and delicious, but it takes a long time. It's early in the morning on Labor Day. The preparation for this food actually started last night, about 10 hours ago. So let's go back inside and show you what I did last night. Good morning, everybody, or actually, good evening, because this is about 10 hours before we're going to start smoking this pork butt. What I've got here is, it's about a 5-pound pork butt, and I'm going to rub it with some seasonings and some mustard and let it sit overnight in the refrigerator before we put it in the smoker tomorrow morning. Now, the name pork butt, you might have an image in your head on where that is on a pig. It's actually not where you think it is. It's actually in the top part of the pig towards the front. Here's a little graphic just to show you exactly where a pork butt comes from on the pig's body. Take a look. All right, we're back. What we're going to do is use this bowl. I'm gonna put the pork butt in the bowl because this can get messy. I'm using some yellow mustard, this Three Little Pigs touch of cherry barbecue rub. It's really good. Obviously it's got a cherry flavor to it and a smoky flavor to it. And then this is a Carolina seasoning rub some butt. It's basically a salt-based rub with mustard, vinegar, and some different spices. So we're gonna put all this in the bowl, mix around with our hands. Hopefully it'll provide a good coating of seasoning for this pork butt. Let's get started. We put the mustard and the seasoning on just like you think we would. You just squeeze it all over. You might think, well, I really don't know if I like mustard or not. It's really okay. You don't really taste the mustard really a whole lot because it smokes for so long, but the mustard helps the rub stay on the pork butt. And here we go. A little bit of the touch of cherry. And a little bit of the Carolina seasoning. Here comes the messy part, your hands. Gotta get right in there. Get it all over everything. All right, we're gonna wrap this bowl up with some plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator. First, wash the hands. Okay, it's still the night before, but I just had to get my thoughts in order so I knew exactly what I was doing tomorrow morning when I get ready to put it in the smoker. I'm using the 7-2-1 method. You'll see a lot of different formulas out there for smoking. This seems to work well for me, especially for about between a 4 and 6 pound pork butt. So I'm gonna put it in the smoker for 7 hours at 225 degrees. After 7 hours, I'm going to take the pork butt out, wrap it in aluminum foil, put it back in the smoker for 2 hours, but I'm going to increase the temperature to 275 degrees. At the end of 2 hours, I'm going to take the pork butt out, I'm going to wrap it in a brown towel, and I'm going to stick it in a cooler Yes, that's correct. Stick it in a cooler and let it rest for 1 hour. So the total cook time is at least 10 hours for this pork butt. That's why we're getting started so early tomorrow morning. That's all for tonight. Now let's go back outside to myself about 10 hours from now. See you then. All right, this is what it looks like this morning after all that work last night. Been sitting in the refrigerator all night. Going to put it in our smoker. I got it preheated up to 225 degrees. I'm gonna stick the pork butt on the shelf, and I'm gonna stick some wood chips in the burner. I'll show you that in just a minute. Let's get started. Okay, after I put the pork butt in the smoker, I'm gonna drop some apple wood chips right on the wood burner. That'll obviously create the smoke, and I'll replace the wood chips again in about 2 hours. And now we've got about 7 hours to kill, so let's go do some other things around the house. Okay, it's been 7 hours. It's time to take that pork butt out. We're gonna wrap it in foil and put it back in the smoker. Let's see what it looks like. Looking pretty good so far. We've still got a few hours left to cook it though. What we're doing is just wrapping it in a double layer of aluminum foil. I'm gonna dump it in the middle, carefully. And just like it sounds like, wrap it up. It's nice and tight. We're going back on that smoker. Remember, we're increasing the temperature of the smoker to 275 degrees. It's gonna sit in there for another 2 hours. We'll be back in 120 minutes. All right, it's been 2 hours, and our pork butt has been wrapped in aluminum foil in that smoker at 275 degrees for the past 2 hours. Now it's time for one of the final steps. We're gonna wrap it in this brown towel. We're going to stick it in a cooler. It will rest in the cooler for 1 hour. So 1 hour from now, we'll pull it out and see what it looks like. For more information on the brown towel, see one of our previous shows on our YouTube channel. Here we go. The moment we've been waiting for. It's been resting for a little over an hour in the cooler, wrapped in brown towel. Now let's see if this thing will be able to be pulled apart easily for some pulled pork barbecue. Just like that, we're done. Check out that pork. Mixed it up with a little barbecue sauce. It's nice and tender. Throw some baked beans, corn on the cob, that coleslaw we made, some dill pickles, and of course our cornbread. Time to eat. All right, here goes. See you later. Johnnycake. Cornbread muffin mix.
Hey, Johnnycake.
Your mother's talking in the video. 1 egg. A little bit of milk. About 1/3 of a cup. A couple of squirts of honey. Mix it up. I'm putting mine in a cast iron pan. Never done that before. Into the oven, 400 degrees, about 15 minutes. All right, this came out perfect in the cast iron pan. This is the way I'm doing it from now on.
Why don't we go on?